Hello and welcome to JomezPro coverage of the second round of the 2019 Glassblown Open presented by Dynamic Discs, coverage supported by the PDGA, BigSexy commentary, with you as always, Nate Sexton and Jeremy Koling.
And we saw Joel Freeman off to an incredibly hot start. We saw him play really well at the 2018 Las Vegas Challenge, also on a golf course, so that style of play really suits him quite well. Johne McCray, who we saw in the feature group yesterday, played an incredible round, front to back, only 2 bogeys, ton of birdies to boot. Simon Lizotte, haven't heard of him, but I've heard of him, but I haven't seen him play yet.
Did you just see that? He just snapped his fingers and then he had a different shirt on. Incredible.
I missed it. I was looking at you. Wow. And Cale Leiviska, the tried and true veteran from Minnesota. A lot of really great players in this card. So excited to watch. Another great round here at the Emporia Country Club in Emporia, Kansas.
Let's get into it. Hole 1, 1,093 feet, OB on both sides, getting particularly tight up here at the end when this golf green comes into play. Also, if you can see this cart path, just about 25 left of the basket, that is out of bounds. So you have that always in the back of your mind as you're trying to make that long approach.
Emporia is known for 2 things, Nate. We talked about it yesterday. What are the 2 things?
Wind.
And arborvitaes. And today, they're both in full effect.
And here is Joel getting this turn, but this is in a little bit of danger. There's some thick grass over there. And we've got a nice stop. Look at that wind. The
Really
wind
nice
out,
shot.
The wind out here today is gusting over 30 miles an hour.
Yeah, and consistently over 20. There was never a lull. The only time you ever felt safe at all, or you're ever going to feel safe on this course, is when you are near a big, thick group of trees. And that's the only time. These are really nice shots.
They are.
That left to right crosswind was pushing a lot of shots to the right. To be able to battle these shots nice and low, overstable drivers pushing to the left side of the fairway. Simon going Anheuser with that left to right, which is, it's got to be a crazy overstable disc.
Yeah, you know he carries a couple of those.
And this thing's pushing down the road. Is it going to skip in bounds?
Oh, I don't know.
There's a curb there. I don't think he...
Wow.
Whoa. Did he come back in bounds? Wow.
Huge distance.
There's a curb there, and that was definitely
It might have
bouncing on the
skipped off
street,
the
right?
sidewalk.
Oh my goodness!
Man,
Cale
Cale,
going,
this is getting away from him.
And Cale was maybe putting too much credit to that wind, but yeah, there it is skipping across the path.
Out of bounds and pretty early as well.
Gentlemen, enjoy your rounds this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for being.
Cale's just going to go for big distance here, just try to get up over the hill.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like he's done that. This should stay safe.
This is still so short and two. He's got a full shot from there to the green to just save his par. Joel after a nice tee shot. Not as much Anheuser as I think he wanted to with that stable disc, but still inbounds just fine.
Mm-hmm. Making progress.
Mm-hmm. If you guys want to play a fun drinking game during this round, anytime we mention the wind or anything having to do with it, just take a little sip.
Just do water, though, because I just don't think.
I would never suggest alcohol poisoning, which you will have at the end of this round, because there is no bigger story to this round than the wind. It's going to be really tough conditions all the way through. That being said, windy wind.
And Simon going over the street again.
That is not going to be safe, I don't think. That hillside.
How does he do it?
Oh my
he's
gosh.
Out. But it must have touched up there.
What? That was going for the green.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, his drive was 600 feet.
Why
and
is
his drive was so far.
No. Why are you going for eagle? We got 35 mile an hour out here. And, I mean, that was so close to being good, but
It's crazy.
now he's got a long putt for par. Or for... No, it's still for birdie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this course is already difficult. So when you factor in these conditions, it's going to be a round where you are just, please keep the disc in bounds. Please keep the disc in bounds.
Wow, look at the wind just take that away as he lands it perfect.
That goes from a routine drop in from 10 feet, which I guess that doesn't even exist today. There's nothing routine. Oh, wow. But now to a putt that is almost unmakeable into that headwind, low ceiling, straddle.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just brutal.
one of the tougher putting days I've been a part of.
Mm-hmm. Cale's putt for par is short, and he will have to settle for a bogey here on the opening hole.
Looks like Johnny's has a tailwind here. That's as good as you're going to get it on a day like this, and he takes advantage.
Wow.
Great birdie.
Birdie for Johnny on one of the 2 holes in the course that averaged below par. 2 holes, National Tour field, on a wide open course.
Yeah.
2 holes averaged below par. I mean, I don't think you could say a statistic that's more telling than that right there.
Yeah.
And you see Joel struggle with that putt I'm really interested to see how this round plays out with these short putts just become, you can't just step up and putt them like you normally do. Your routine has to factor in so much more than what you're comfortable with. And it's going to be really fun to watch, I think.
In a kind of a sadistic way.
Yeah, in a very masochistic, sadistic.
Yeah. Hole 2, par 4, 731. OB fairway on the left, OB rough on the right. Ripping headwind. So you're trying to get up this fairway as far as you can, but, it's a very, very bad wind for this hole. These guys are just going to try to get inbounds. Anything inbounds that's past that one tree is going to be a great shot. You can get past that tree it's only about 280 to the tree.
I mean, straight
into this wind.
Yeah. Drink.
And he's under it. That's fantastic. Super safe.
So
beautiful
good.
shot.
That takes so much skill to throw a low ceiling into the headwind.
I can't do that. If I throw into a headwind, it's going up.
That's completely intentional. He wasn't trying to do anything else besides exactly that. I mean, and you're out of control in these conditions. It's not like you can just say, I want to do this. You can try.
Yep. And Joel hits it back. Yeah. Beautiful.
What?
These guys are making it look easy.
Those are phenomenal shots.
Simon's probably going to go turnover. But you got, again, very conservative by Simon's standards.
Yeah, but safe
fantastic.
And low ceiling under the tree. These are so
borderline, like even from there, the basket is like borderline reachable. But I mean, you're putting yourself in a great position.
No, I totally agree. This is probably just going to hit the tree, and drop straight down. That's fine, because I really think when you're playing this hole, you see that par 4, just go ahead and take it up to par 5. I mean, a 4 on this hole plays just as much of a birdie as any other hole, any other score. Par is just relative at this time. Yeah, this disc coming in with hardly any speed as the wind just robs it of all its momentum. Yeah, that was looking great, but still, that was fantastic. I mean, just a pretty short approach, but downhill headwind, that's a really tough shot from 100 feet, so nothing easy for Cale.
Oh, Johnny gets too low with it that time. Comes up about 200 feet short of the basket. So I'm going to go hyzer. Don't think this has the distance.
Just fine, though. Again, he's still in birdie range, because we're going to go ahead and say this is a par 5 right now.
And Joel with a big drive. Uh-oh.
That doesn't look good. It's out of bounds.
That's tough. Hard not to overplay.
When you have to clear the hill and throw a low ceiling shot, it's so into the headwind. You have to throw the nose up, but also get it down. It's like there's so many different things to contend with.
Yes. Joel with another high approach. Last hole he went really high as well. I don't think that's going to serve him well.
No, I mean, it's past the basket, so he does have a left to right tail. But
just giving the wind so much opportunity to wreak havoc there as your disc gets up there 20 and 30 feet above the basket.
And the really, really difficult thing with putting, fantastically played for Cale. You couldn't put it better. I mean, he's got the tailwind, 10-foot for that par birdie. That's really awesome.
Simon, Sky God most likely.
But anything outside 10, 15 feet, you don't want to put height on your putt because you don't know if it's going to lift or drop. When you talk about maybe 10-mile-an-hour winds, you think tailwind drops, headwind lifts.
Yeah.
But when it gets to these 35-mile-an-hour gusts, tailwinds
can lift.
headwinds drop. You never really know, so it's so hard to trust that height because you don't want to get it up to the band height.
Great.
Yeah, anything like that. That's awesome. And Johnny
That's
with
a great 4, considering he had a
that approach.
Drop shot, and he still got the 4.
Mm-hmm. Cale with his 4, and Simon's gonna pick up a 4 as well. That's 3 pars and I think a double coming up for Joel.
A double for Joel. Look at that tent in the background. They have those anchors. It's Kansas style. They have those anchors in the middle of their pop-up tents.
This basket specifically, hole 2, when Eric Oakley was stepping up to his putt in my round, the basket was literally doing a shimmy and a shake, and it was making the most incredible rattling noise. I've never seen a basket actually shake.
Yeah.
It's fun though. It's like
it's a
you want to love it because it's unlike anything you don't go out on a casual day say, oh, it's 40-mile-an-hour winds, let's go play a casual round at the park.
Yeah, never.
You only see this stuff in tournament conditions, and that's what's really fun about it, I think. I mean, you know everyone's out there just getting rocked.
Oh, Johnny up the middle. Is this low enough? This is great.
I think Johnny has just become my favorite, best disc golfer of all time with these shots.
He's throwing some nice ones. This is 489 going downhill. It is a huge shot to get there. I mean, it's a bonus birdie in the calm.
Just a round for Simon.
That'll be a tough upshot. Low ceiling,
further
downhill, OB behind the basket.
These are not shots you're practicing in your practice rounds. Cale with a beautiful throw. Nice flex. And that's right outside circle 2. He should be able to jump putt that.
Not that that'll be easy, but it's a nice luxury anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You can really see these guys are going distance drivers downhill.
Oh my goodness, Joel Freeman.
Come on.
Is he going to be in the circle?
What? That was
one of the best drives.
Yeah.
I can't. That's unbelievable.
I wonder what disc. Yeah, distance driver, perfect flip, just cutting through the wind. You can see it bouncing around. Wow, all the way down. I hope he can connect on that putt. That is a well-earned.
Low ceiling, headwind, 489. I'm blown away. That's incredible.
That's a great shot from Simon. A lot of rotation on the disc.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the biggest thing is heavy spin.
Micro forehand from Johnny.
That is not what we're used to seeing. That
yikes! Disaster. Great drive, and that's not even close to the basket. He went over he's maybe outside the circle.
He's definitely looking at a possible 5.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
He sits down. Once he's a little deep.
That veteran play of playing to the tailwind side. I mean, he was not going to come up short with that approach.
Just left side. Somersaults out of there.
Look at that flag, though. Little lull.
Yeah.
You want to take advantage of that.
It's almost tough to do, though. You're like steeling yourself against this crazy wind, and then you have that lull. Come on.
Come on, Joel, please. Pick it up for the fans, baby.
Big time.
I mean, let's go ahead. I need to go back to hole 2 real quick. I got to give a shout out to Greg Barsby and Mitch Pitcock. The only 2 threes on the hole.
Just low. That's amazing. 2 threes.
And on hole 3, we had 4 birdies. A huge field here.
144 players.
144 players, 4 people. 140 were not able to do.
Who we shouting out? Joel Freeman,
Nathan Queen, Luke Humphreys, and Slim Belcher.
Okay.
That is...
Congratulations to those guys. That is a hero's play.
And Slim Belcher just shot right up the list as one of my favorite names I've ever heard in disc golf.
Yeah, that's just right. Hole 4, par 3, 423. OB right, OB left. Kind of going over the valley here. I think this is going to be basically, your most overstable distance driver ripped out to the right and just hope that you cannot take a big lift. That's really what you're scared of here is the disc lifting really high and soaring over the basket OB left. See how these guys attack it. You could play it. I could even kind of imagine a layup here if the wind is bad enough.
Mm-hmm.
But I think these guys are dealing with a low enough amount at the moment that they can still kind of rationalize going for it.
That looks great, but
Yeah.
80 feet short. I thought that was on a perfect line for the birdie. Simon's probably just laying up.
Classic Simon. Great shot.
Yeah, and that will be a right to left, slight tailwind.
Oh, very low line.
Cale may be one of the best. Him and Johne McCray stand out in my mind as some of the best low line throwers.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful throw from Cale. Cale's game is so good in the wind because he's able to throw those low shots that aren't as heavily affected by the wind.
Johnny.
This
needs a strong finish.
Oh, and he got that grabby hit there in the end. It's going to leave him out of bounds. It looks like it's going to be a double bogey stretch for Johnny in the last two.
Nice approach.
And we were thinking about before this round started what a good score would be. And based on the conditions just from the beginning of the round, I was thinking if you shot par, that'd be around 1040, it felt like.
Yeah.
Just par alone would be an
another-
incredible round.
Another low point there. It's really not surprising considering the conditions, but I feel I still have to mention it.
Wow.
Great.
20% of the field was able to pick up a birdie in this hole. Heavily birdied for the conditions, but still very impressive.
Love getting outside and challenging yourself to become better? How about spending time with family and friends, or just marveling at the pure joy of flight? Then you've come to the right place at the right time. Join the PDGA.
I don't know if you saw that, but Joel Freeman just went an under the leg tap in.
Wow.
That's flare points. That's a lot. That's
Somebody knows they're on Jomez coverage.
yeah. You're not doing that if there's not.
You're not
cameras
putting
out
on
here.
your red pants and dropping it under the leg
No way, buddy.
on the third card.
No
Well
way.
done, Joel. Hole 5, par 4, 666 feet, getting narrower as she goes. This is a tricky one. You're going to have to put your drive in bounds, try to get as far as possible. But as we said on previous rounds, you get up into those trees like a really big drive, and you can be kind of stymied.
Cale once again showcasing that nice low line, flat driver shot. He's so good to do. I really am envious of that shot.
Joel with a similar line, a little towards the middle.
Yeah.
I don't
Money.
love the middle on this hole. I don't think anybody really does. You kind of want to be one side or the other.
I think he's far enough back that he should be able to swing that hyzer.
I agree.
Simon once again laying up. Laying up to about 500 feet from the tee.
Yep. When you're that far, it might be all right to be in there. If you get up in past those 3 trees, I mean, then you kind of have maybe a putter shot even.
Yeah, the spot you don't want to be is like
This
15
needs to
feet.
slow down.
Yeah, it's out of bounds
Oh,
again. Johnny's
man.
running into some trouble here. 3 bogeys in the last, or 3 OBs in the last 3 holes.
Joel looking for a big forehand here. Underneath the limbs. Going to need a nice skip.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
Maybe.
I think that's good.
I didn't see any of that yellow. Great. Nice reaction. That tailwind sometimes won't give you the skip you're expecting. Jeez.
Not enough angle. Just pushed down from that wind.
This is a tough conditions for a turnover putter. Looks like he knows what to do though. Great shot.
Yeah, we were talking about this in San Angelo earlier this year. Top 5 putter throwers on tour. I think you got to put Johne McCray and James Conrad and maybe Kevin Jones. I don't want to consider people who lean heavily on putters. And Simon does as well.
Simon's a guy, yeah. I would have thought Simon.
But Johnny's definitely got to be on that list. He throws that shield so incredibly well. And he's thrown the Wizard back in the day when he was with Gateway. And
Yeah.
he's always been a real heavy putter thrower. And he's made a really incredible career out of that shot.
Look at that.
Wow.
That tells you all you need to know about how difficult that putt was.
Just put that at the beginning of the video and just make that the signature.
Great birdie.
Wow. Yeah, that's awesome.
Johnny saves par. Well done.
Another hole that was Heavily birdied, 19% of the field was able to pick up the birdie. 27 players. But still averaging over par at 4.27, and that's only the 12th hardest hole. A quarter of a stroke over par. It's a rare thing to see a course where the distances are right. Mm-hmm. We don't have tweener holes. Mm-hmm. I think each hole individually is a great hole, and yet the whole entire field is just getting rocked. I love it. I think it's a really cool thing. I think that the fans will appreciate this too, because they're so used to seeing us shoot 14, 15 under. Mm-hmm. I shouldn't say us, it's the guys at the top. You, maybe. Sometimes me. But it's a kind of a treat to see the struggle out there, to see how tough disc golf can be.
Yeah. And I think, as we watch this drive come in on hole 6, easiest hole today, heavy wind like this, what it really does is it gives the players an opportunity to really show you greatness, because it gives you this chance to, if you put together, right off the base of the tree.
That looks so good.
Because, if it's easy course, easy day, you can't really separate. Mm-hmm. These conditions, if you put down, 5, 7 under, something like that, incredible numbers. It's I can imagine it.
Yeah.
But it's like, that gives you this opportunity to really put your foot down and take control of the tournament and show people, this was really a special performance.
Johnny with a nice shot. He's going to have a really difficult 25-foot headwind putt. I mean, not to say that he's not going to make it, but that is a really tricky putt. Cale on the much more preferred side, just short of the pin. Mm-hmm. Even though it's a bit longer, I think you would take that putt 100 times out of 100.
It's hard to say if that was it was probably just a layup. Mm-hmm. Not a lot good can happen from there under the tree. Simon from about 40.
Oh, good effort. Good speed, height, just a bit off to the left. Maybe he even expected that left to right wind to push the disc a little bit more to the right.
Nice.
Look at that. That might be the first ever inside the circle SloMez.
Deserved.
Mm-hmm. And he would use all of his body English to drop that in on the left side. Even a fist bump. I don't remember the last time I saw Cale Leiviska fist bump. A 28-foot putt. It's pretty awesome.
Oh, wow.
And that's why you don't want that putt.
You got to hit so center.
And
it's just going to blow it right back out in your face. It's crazy.
And how do you putt low when you got a headwind that's lifting it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just it can't get more difficult, really.
A little Scooby into the basket for Joel.
But it's, we look down at these colorful scorecards on the bottom, and there's a bunch of different colors. That's, we usually see a lot of gray and green with a little bit of red sprinkled in, and we got purple in there. We got, some variety.
Hole 7, par 4, 669 feet, going downhill at first over this OB area, and then back up under the trees to the basket. Keep in mind that the tunnel that's framed up there at the tee shot, if you were to hit a tree there, you are out of bounds. You need to clear that first sidewalk to find safe territory. With the wind today, there is a wide hyzer play that's going to be pretty popular, I think, because you can get it out there and trust it to kind of sail on the wind. Your Cale's going to show us here.
Yep.
That's way out of bounds currently, but then that wind can get under it. Give him the skip.
Come on, no.
And no.
And I loved it out of his hand because he threw it low. Mm-hmm. This right to left really wants to lift the shot, and I thought that Cale had executed it, but just a little too low. I think Simon has gone to school on that height.
Look at this.
But I don't think this is getting in bounds, no.
That is really surprising. Maybe the wind is a little down. Because my group, we were having trouble keeping them from going all the way across the fairway.
Yeah, same here.
Nice forehand, caught a tree.
Yep.
He's in bounds. He's quite a distance from the pin, but he'll take that.
Yeah, once again, anything in bounds, just take that par and shove it up a stroke and make it a par 5. I mean, I would not say this is a par 5, but certainly not one of those holes where you're going to be upset with a 4. Anything par at all. I mean, if you shot 18 pars, you just shot a 1030, 1040 rated round.
Yep. Johnny with a nice drive.
And
where is he playing from?
I think he went where he crossed. You go where you cross,
Unless you don't ever cross.
Unless you don't ever cross it, because there is a drop zone for those shots that don't.
So these guys
ever.
must just be catching the corner as they
I
fly
guess
out.
so.
Yeah, I see where they are.
Okay.
Yeah, they definitely are
All
crossing. Big hyzer.
Simon's off to the left side. He's going to either have to throw a forehand approach or deal with some trees on that backhand putter. It might be somewhat difficult from where he's at.
Overstable driver. Maybe take a skip here. Could maybe get a putt out of this.
Mm-hmm.
Well done.
Yeah. And not that scary of a wind for the putt. That right to left can get away from you if you expose hyzer, but if you keep it flat, that's a really good wind.
Great shot.
Johnny's up there too.
Cale for par. Should be an easy bogey putt from there. And same situation for Simon.
Okay, he's far enough up where he can jump putt. Look how wide he's keeping that because he knows the wind's going to push it as it does. Good execution from Simon.
Birdie putt on the way.
Yep.
That is so disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
You try to do all this mental math.
Oh, wow.
That's a good stick from Johnny. Nice birdie.
Just hanging in the chains. Johnny's going to smile, tip his hat, and walk away.
I just feel like
What a
putting in the
birdie.
wind, you're trying to do all this mental math. Like, okay, if I did this and if I put this spin, it should hold. And then you putt it and it hits the lock. And you're like,
Yeah, it's tough.
all you can do is just
Yeah.
sigh and go, come on. Like, I thought I knew what I was doing. I thought I knew how this was going to react. But with these gusty winds and swirling winds, no one could make those predictions. You just have to try to put yourself in a position that could possibly succeed. And if it even works 25% of the time, you're doing all right.
I think the best pro tip in a situation like coming into a round like this is if you ever get frustrated by something that the wind caused, an errant throw or some sort of unpredictable thing, if you get upset by it, you lose.
Yeah.
You have already lost because everyone's dealing with it. So it's just you have to be mentally so strong and just laugh off these silly things that happen.
Hole 8 presents a great opportunity to get frustrated
Well-
because you can do this, and this is going to go pretty left and out of bounds. It's a par 5, 990 feet, going downhill, just a ripping crosswind with a slippery fairway. It has a lot of skip to it. So sticking this in bounds is pretty tough. This is a nice flat release, but will it push?
Nope, that is
It took too long.
Yeah, it took too long.
Just took too long. So that's going to be out of bounds pretty early. Both players OB already on a long par 5 that just keeps getting skinnier. Not the way you want to start.
love this hole. And when they designed it, I'm sure they were thinking that they were designing a brutal par 5, especially when the wind picks up. When you come into Emporia, Kansas in April, you know you're going to get a round like this.
Yeah.
And they definitely got the scores that I'm sure they were expecting.
Yeah,
Hardest average on the course. Get this. 6.26 average on a par 5. I've never even heard of a hole averaging a whole stroke and a quarter over par. It's unbelievable.
What's Joel going to do from here? This is not.
He's going to throw it out of bounds left.
Yeah, like in the lake.
Yeah, that's the last time he's thrown that disc.
Wow.
Yeah, that is not going to ever be in his bag, ever.
And Cale with a nice drive, placing it in the middle. Got to keep this down. This is going pretty fast left. Good. Stays on.
Sit.
Oh, not good. I thought he was staying high enough on the hill to hold it. Apparently not.
Just to get the height right to clear that hill once again and then be able to have it sit down, you got to do what Johnny did right here. This is so good.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
Great shot. Great recovery.
But it's so hard to trust a shot into a headwind over the out of bounds to the right.
Yep.
What if it turns over?
Yep. Simon with a forehand. This is scary too.
Yeah, that's going to be out of bounds.
Wow, and very short.
Mm-hmm. And it looked like he was just trying to pitch up and unsuccessfully.
Wow, right through the tree.
Mm-hmm. No muskrats for Cale.
Not a one. Underneath. Is that too hot? No, it's all right.
That's
Wow.
way better than all right.
Wow.
I don't think he's going to be running that putt from around Circle 2's edge, but should be a relatively easy 7, I believe. Or
Simon with the forehand here, a little short, but inbounds.
It's kind of strange to just casually say a relatively easy 7.
Yeah. You would hope most holes would be a relatively easy 7. Wow. Impressive amount of skip there going into the uphill portion of the fairway.
One of my favorite types of shots are those ones that just enough nose to ride that hillside and just slide an extra 100 feet.
Yeah.
Johnny's really good with that low ceiling shot, so not surprising that he executed that one very nicely.
Simon with a good layup.
And, barring the double bogey in hole 2 for Joel, all those pars, he's actually doing quite well.
Wow.
Oh, man. Really nice effort from Johnny. Unfortunately, that'll be another stroke for him, and Joel getting that nice, easy 7.
Bogey for Simon.
Eagle McMahon is under par, and so is James Conrad and Paul Macbeth, and a lot of people are under par. I don't know what course they're playing or when they're playing it. Maybe they're playing it yesterday, and they're getting credit for it today.
Our group went
interesting
5 over on that last hole, so there not a lot of under par happening there. Hole 9, par 4, 651. One of the hardest on the course. OB everywhere. You need to make it through the entire tunnel and clear the little sponsorship wall to be in safe territory. Any OB goes to a drop zone that is impossible to get to the pin from. So you really big importance here to get inbounds off the drive, and this is perfect.
Absolutely astonishing. Glorious on a calm day.
Yes,
beautiful.
Yes.
But the wind is slightly obstructed. We got these big trees, and that's nice.
This is turning a little quick.
Oh, and hitting the wall, bouncing up. The red flag is out. That was inches from a great shot. You're not playing for birdie right now. Birdie is not really in the cards.
Early release.
That doesn't make it back in bounds, does it? No.
Those guys will be going to the drop zone. Really a 5 at best.
In calm conditions, 5's best when you go to the drop zone.
Oh,
man. Yeah, come on. Yes.
I think he's in bounds.
Beautiful throw.
Great shot. Here is that drop zone. The basket is way right. Just going to play a pretty safe shot here. Make the corner, though.
Ooh, yeah. Wow. Barely in bounds. Just sneaking past that line. Hitting OB first and just enough momentum to carry past it.
Yeah. You can really throw this shot about as hard as you'd like. You would like to have a little more height, I would think. But
yeah.
Hopefully he's through that OB. Oh, no.
No, he's fine.
Is he?
Yeah.
Short of it?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
That's a good shot.
Good. There is OB up there. I was scared he stayed too straight.
And Joel in a fantastic spot. Just go up to the top of the corner and pitch across. And not that it's an easy shot from there to the green.
No, not at all.
But in a great position to pick up a birdie.
Could he really get up there for birdie right now?
Ew. Yeah.
Kind of.
Just outside the circle. That's awesome.
That's fantastic.
We're going 1 handicap, 2 handicap, back to back. Oh, no, Joel.
Inbounds. Barely.
Is it?
Yes, barely.
It is.
Barely inbounds.
Okay, that looked like a really bad release, and he's gotten away with it. But,
when you're throwing that forehand, kind of a similar thing happened to me where you're really most concerned about over skipping and going into the OB on the right. Wow, great try for the
I'm going to call that was an eagle putt. That was an eagle putt.
That was pretty amazing. Really well played hole. you're worried about skipping right and you swing wide, and that's what happened to Joel. And then you've got just
dang it.
at this point in the round, at least for me, and I think for probably a lot of these guys, you're really kind of just questioning everything on the putting green.
Certainly.
Like you just don't even when it's calm, you're like, is it as calm as I think it is? Like, I don't,
everything is thrown off.
I was just, left feeling dizzy from the amount of putting effort you're trying to put in mentally.
You're finishing this front nine, like I said, the first and second handicap. Last hole averaging 1.26 over par. This one just behind at 1.16 over par.
Wow.
That's a combination of 2.42 over par. That's just the average. So the fives, that's actually below scoring average. Not a bad
picking up shots on the field.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, you're just seeing the conditions out here. Like I said, fun. I don't think you're really seeing a lot of smiles on these players' faces.
Yeah.
I think there were more smiles on my card just for some reason. We were really enjoying the pain. But maybe there'll be some reason to smile on the back nine. But yeah, we'll definitely have to. We encourage you to check out the back nine because this is going to be a lot of fun stuff.
We'll see you guys there.